everyone, it's August 30th, recording the video at 3:30 in the morning. Well, today is strange energies going on, chaotic a little. I just felt it and I woke up and I slept fine last night, but not tonight. And I also noticed that my 12-year-old son keeps getting out too. So apparently he's feeling it too. I recorded this other video and I wanted to record the same in English for you to understand what's going on, because the interesting thing is all of a sudden my oldest daughter, she remembered the dreams, the lucid dreams, in which she was aware was something she saw on different timelines. And what she saw, it was well, both of my daughters mentioned something about the fire dragons coming. And as you understand, fire dragons, fire usually cleanses, and also there's another meaning as war, because my youngest said that the dragons are shooting fire. And the fire also means fire, as it is, in different conflicts. And my oldest daughter said that when we were in Chicago, she remembered all of a sudden, and that's for a reason that her subconscious reminded her about those lucid dreams. She said that she saw a big spaceship with aliens coming, and they told people, basically those people who believed in them, we're gonna save you, come with us. And she said a lot of people went with them on their spaceship, but as you know from my sessions, the minute you walk into any spaceship and into any house, you give permission to those who own the spaceship or the house to do whatever they want with you, because in a way it's like signing a mental contract. It's not on paper, it's not like physical, but it's mental, because you went on somebody else's territory, right? So you automatically take on their rules and agree to them. And she said, Mom, but I always felt that that was wrong. There was a big trap, there was a lie. And those people, their souls got trapped by believing into aliens and that they were going to save them. They got trapped. And then she said there's another trap is coming up that's going to be this big God figure showing up in the sky. And that's going to be another trap, because it's going to be created by technology and people will think it's real. Because there's a big question about is it really real or not, but because from my sessions you know that all this Jesus story is made up and to control. Because when you go to other planets in hypnosis sessions and when you work with clients and you start digging, a lot of Italian regressologists I listen to the same, even those religious clients who came to them for a session got to the point where they said, oh, apparently there's no God. It's all they created by organized religion to control masses of people. That was interesting that she says, Mom, there's so many traps are gonna come. There's a lot of traps, but we can just observe, but we should not believe. And she also said the only people who are gonna stay and adapt to the changes will and going along with them, not against them, will basically transition to, you can call it what Dolores Cannon used to call it, the new earth. So, and I also noticed there's a lot of people who work for entities or egregor machines, and they spread fear to people these days, this coming and that coming. There's a lot of stuff coming, honestly. And And I mean, August, quite a few things happened. It just depends what kind of side of the world you are, because under my other video, one person wrote like, well, but you know, you're promising something's terrible coming, this and that. But yeah, I mean, if you live in certain territory in Kursk in Russia or Belgorod or whatever, you know, Ukrainian army stormed into Russian territory, and it wasn't fun for those Russians who thought that if they started the war, it was not going to go to their territory, but it went. So I don't know, for some people that was a horrible thing that started because they had to leave their houses and feel the same Ukrainians felt, you know, which in return made them wake up. Well, it's a very complex discussion. I don't want to go deep into this because there's going to be a lot of different opinions and all this, but always remember there is a physical level of understanding of the events, how we analyze what's going on in the world, and there's also a subconscious level, and those levels do not coincide, because basically what I started doing, I started studying numerology because I mean, it's amazing how the date of your birth, like the months and the number of the of your birth, exactly. I mean, some people would say it just coincides, but it's not coincides. It's a software program of the matrix, which they matrix and the lords of the matrix, so the ones in control of the matrix who created it, creators, right, of the matrix, like creators of any virtual reality game, use those software programs to program their avatars. So basically, the reason why I look at myself since little, and a lot of sensitive people would say the same, because I've had a lot of clients in the past 5.5 years, you know, almost 6 years here doing sessions, they would say I look at myself since little, and I don't feel like it's me. I don't recognize me as me. You know what I mean? So and that's the thing, because it's just an avatar with the brain. The brain is programmed with software programs. The mental emotional bodies are programmed also. The whole avatar as computer with a processor, with the brain processor, is programmed through different software programs. Two of them, what you well know, it's a zodiac sign program and then numerals program, because as we know, everything in the matrix is numbers. Even the systems of control have numbers, like the money, the time. It's a system of control also, because you can't escape from being 20 years old to 40, or from 60 to 100, and, if you want to escape or exit or something like this, because everybody's pretty much, they say, to know how long you're gonna live, you have to look at your relatives. Yeah, because they pretty much program you as your family members, and then because they also, the matrix is very sensitive, watch over you program that watches if you adapt the software programs. If you start, like, let's say everybody in your family had some particular condition, right? And then if you start believing that you, by that age that your mom had the condition, or what was diagnosed was that you would have the same. If you it's like epigenetics, right? With our belief system, we turn on certain genes that bring in condition. But I feel like it's pretty much the same, but it's a different explanation. If you believe that you're going to have the same what your mother had at this age that you're entering now, then you create it. Because when you believe in, what you believe in, you create. And you also turn on software program in you. But then the matrix watches you, because I didn't believe in any software programs my mother was suffering from at my age. and all of a sudden I don't have it. Like, why don't I have it? Because I don't believe that I'm gonna get it, you know, that I'm not buying this genetic, you know, all the women in the family have to suffer from the same stuff. And the thing is, my mother did believe in genetics very much because she was a biologist. She was, well, she got a PhD in immunology, but essentially, you know, it was a scientific approach to everything. So, well, basically that's what I wanted to tell you. So, kind of like, if we start treating, I recently started thinking, if you start treating your body and your brain processor as something that just records information and gives it off to confuse you or to redirect you from the truth that is your subconscious, your soul is trying to tell you through this little quiet voice messages in quiet time and meditation, which is not necessarily closing your eyes and, you know, listen to music or just sitting quiet. I walk around the lake in the evening for exercise and I go into trance, you know, I receive messages. But treat your body as an avatar and always think that your brain is trying to screw up the messages that your soul is sending to you. And that's where they created this mechanism this way, so you constantly have conflict inside. That's why most people are not satisfied with the way they look, with the way everything goes in their life, with pretty much a lot of aspects of their lives they're not happy about because they don't understand. Our soul is longing for being totally in control, which is how we are on other planets. Even avatar bodies don't like influence us the opposite way of what the soul wants. So if the soul knows that your mission is to teach people doing this and that, your brain would be programmed by the entities or alien group that controls your incarnations. So you're afraid of, let's say, stage, you're afraid of big groups of people, you're totally introvert all life, right? You have, I don't remember how those conditions are called when you're afraid of people. But it's actually the opposite, because you're supposed to be on stage, you're supposed to teach people, you're supposed to be with people, helping them. And that's the thing that your soul thinks should be your soul's mission in this life. Even if this life is on let's call it prison planet for easy understanding, right? Even if the original life on this planet was hacked by artificial reality, like it was hacked here, but there's always exit, right? And our souls together in their spirit are always working to get out. And that's why we teach each other through understanding of more and more, because the more messages you get every day, I can put picture more and more together, and then I get this urge to tell you, so you know that body's mind, brain, completely programmed to do usually the opposite of what your soul wants you to do. So that's why, you know, a lot of people growing up and their parents want them to go to university and get this degree or that diploma, or the society dictates that, you know, like it was popular Reiki or whatever, but they're all under control of egregor machines. They all like, you get entities by doing Reiki, you get entities by doing a lot of things if you don't connect it directly to your soul when you do it. But especially when symbology involved or some rituals, I would not do it by any means, because at a soul level you can come up with your own ritual, if you want to call it that way, and that would work as well. It's just what you believe in, really. And of course, there's a lot of people or channels, they talk about, oh, just do this, do that, and you'll create your own reality. But do you really believe that you can 100% create your own reality? What I noticed that when I'm in certain vibration and relaxed state, I basically attract souls who are of the same frequency, and situations are pretty much. But then in those situations, the matrix takes a nail in a form of some person from your family, from somebody, well, usually from your family, and just like takes a hammer and hammers it into the line of your perfect reality. When you attract these nice people, you start dealing with them as friends or whatever people you talk to, you enjoy, and they would hammer it in between you and that person, like, and you can't have that friend anymore. Or, you have to take time to calm down that matrix program family member from his or her nonsense, accusing you of something you've never done, or accusing you, or causing havoc, or causing a situation to get you emotional, so you can share your energy. Because when we get emotional, obviously, the vampires immediately are around us taking our energy, and those vampires are usually the closest members of our family or close friends. And so how can you claim that you 100% control your reality then? Because the family members cannot influence me in a big way, like cannot go into my energy, energy sphere, but they can still influence from like an outside stimuli in a bad way. Because it stimulates you too much, and you're like, you have to take a vacation after those episodes of craziness. Because also these people make no sense. They make something up and just go along with it and accuse you of stuff, or like create a situation, and you're thinking like, yeah, it's because you're going so stably in your frequency, and you are just like, life is supposed to be relaxed and stable, and you're just supposed to attract easily. But if not for those matrix people who are watching over you, because who is the big brother, like in those books and movies, right? The big brother is the matrix's big eye in the triangular pyramid, who's watching over you because you're here in a big bottle, in a big aquarium, like a fish, and somebody's looking through the fish eye, they're called, right? This telescope, whatever. Yep, they're looking at you and thinking like, yeah, she's having too easy in life. Yeah, let's give her some problem. Yeah, or she's getting too close to going fast on her mission, helping more people, and having it easy in her life. So, oh yeah, let's give her. But anyway, well, I told you what I wanted to tell you, and then the last thing, I started doing like, there's a lot of people right now come for consultations. So it's just 1 hour, $50 consultation. But what I do, I incorporate my understanding of numbers and the numerology. And I listen to, like, for you to understand, I don't study numerology through books. I study it through people who's been in the field for over 10 years or more. And they put videos together about each number, and it magically describes people around you so precisely. But my thing is, I listen in all the languages I know, which is Ukrainian, Russian, Italian, English. And then when you listen to all those 4 languages, well, sometimes Polish if I can find it, but if you listen in all those languages about the same number, you can complete such a perfect picture, you know, of a person, of how that soul's avatar was programmed. And this way the person in this avatar body can understand how to control it better, because the more we understand how we've been programmed, how our brain been programmed to basically be against us, against our soul, against our act, against our subconscious, against the wishes and the soul's mission, so-called, that our soul wants us to do, you know, they would always program the brain the other way. And if we understand that, we can easily, not necessarily change it, but when you're understanding, you control it. You can totally control it. So that's what I want to mention. And the reason why I don't post many videos with clients, because it's like a consultation, you know, it's always like very personal. And also a lot of clients come to me, well, some of them come because their friends had a session with me in the past, and then others come just like second time. You know, they had a session, let's say, with me half a year before, a few months before, and they want to find out more because they got more questions. They got up to the higher level of understanding of themselves, right? Because they evaluated, analyzed the information received from their subconscious in the session with me. So they want to know, to get new information to grow in their consciousness level. So that's pretty much it, what I wanted to mention to you. So have a good night. I think I'll be walking around enjoying this fresh air. Summer nights, you know, beautiful. Okay, bye.